OnShape Exercise 6. Make sure that you create this in the document or the folder that we created for this class. We're going to use the sketch feature, select that front plane, N for normalize, and turn off our extra sketches. So for this one, we want to make sure that we are utilizing our construction line again. So we're going to use our line tool, construction, and you can draw it anywhere, but just make sure it snaps to 90 degrees. And if you want to make certain that it is 90 degrees, you can do horizontal and select that line. The other constraint we want to add to this really quick is we want to use our coincident constraint and make sure it's coincident with our origin. So for this exercise, we want to look at kind of free-form sketching where you don't have any straight lines where you can reference from. So everything we've done so far has been square or 90 degrees that we can take our reference. With this one, everything is angular or round. So the first thing I'm going to draw is the outer circles for this. And if you look at your drawing, it's actually 3 circles, and it doesn't quite matter the size or the placement at this point, but we just want to make 3 circles. And we need to create our radiuses for these, or diameters. So one thing we can do, so we only have to dimension one of those, is set them equal. Use our D key for dimension, and we're going to set it for 1 inch. Oh, sorry, that's a radius of 1 inch, so that's going to be 2 inches. All right, so you can see our drawing is growing pretty rapidly. And we're going to set our dimension for this circle as 3 inches, because it has a radius of 1.5. We also need to set our distance between these circles, which if you look at your drawing is 4 inches. Oh, I always forget to hit that D key. So the trick for this is find the simple shapes: circles, triangles, squares. And if you look at the drawing, there are 3 circles that are lined up. Now these are the outside circles. I haven't drawn the inside ones yet. But how do you create lines on this? And there's a couple different ways. You could sketch a line out here in space. So I can just throw it out there and then use my constraints to bring it in where it needs to be. Using tangent, so that way it touches those circles. And then trimming off the excess using the trim key. The other method is draw the line from the object to the other object. And if I want it to be tangent, sometimes I'll purposefully make it not tangent, so that way whenever I do bring it in, I can visually see what I want happening. So whichever method you like, if you like, just drawing a random line in space, or drawing a line close to where it should be, you're still using that tangent command. So I'm going to use T for the shortcut for that. And once it's selected, it's selected. You don't have to keep using it. And then for some reason, trim is the shortcut of M. And we're actually going to go in, and while we have our trim key here, if you don't, just select trim. And we're going to trim out all of this excess. And you're going to see that because we have everything constructed off that center line, we don't lose any crucial information, and all of our lines stay that black color. So again, we could create another sketch, we could use the hole feature, but if we're just making a flat part with a straight hole through it, it's easier just to come back in while we have our sketch points here and draw these circles. This one is a diameter of 2, and each of the ones on the end are 1 inch. Once you have that completed, you can go to your 3D view, extrude, and this is extruded again 1 inch, which is already in there. and OK. Take a screenshot of this and submit it to Canvas for a grade.